Grant Nelson from Thief River Falls Radio with another edition of Community Grant. And today we're at the Petter Engelstad Pioneer Village with Jamie Bakken, the Executive Director. Jamie, welcome to Community Grant.
Hi, thanks for having me.
This is a fantastic place you've got here. It's full of history, and you've even got something brand new that you just brought in here.
We did. We have a new artifact. It's a 1931 Chevrolet Sports Coupe, and it was donated by Cheryl and Jerry Quam. So they just brought it from East Grand Forks. It was a complete surprise last week. So it runs. They were going to drive it all the way from East Grand, but with the road work, they didn't. So we hope that you're able to come and see this artifact and thousands of other artifacts sometime this summer.
And Jamie doesn't even know this, but after we get done with our video today, we're going to take the 31 out for ice cream.
No, we're not.
Tell me about what you've got going on here at the Petter Engelstad Pioneer Village. I mean, you've got a lot of things. Tell me about what people are doing here. How are they interacting with all the history and sometimes really actively participating in with group happenings?
Sure. So the first thing that you can do is we're open every day from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and the cost is $5 for adults. Kids 12 and under are free with a paying adult. And then we have 19 different buildings that you can see. So this is our main building, the Engelstad building, and you can walk around and you can read different things. The new item that we added last year are over 20 QR codes. And so you just take your phone out, you go to camera on the newer phones, and you just hold it up. And then boom, a QR code will come on right away. And what we have is YouTube video links. And so for instance, our Coca-Cola one, you can scan the QR code right on the Coca-Cola sign, and you can see an hour's worth of Coca-Cola commercials from the 60s and 70s. If you don't know what an oxen is or what an oxen sounds like or how an oxen plow works, you can scan the QR code and a YouTube video will come right up.
And I think that's the thing to remember. This isn't just static history. This is history that you're actually interacting with. I mean, you're enriching people, you're telling them, you're giving them a format or a scope to understand the history, and then giving them an actual item from that period of time.
Right. And the cool thing is when you use your own device, then when you get home, if you want to look up more, it's all right there ready to go for you. So that's really awesome. The other great thing that was donated 2 summers ago were a whole bunch of the Arctic Cat 50-year books. So there are books and DVDs of the history of Arctic Cat. So for all of you snowmobile people out there and all of you ATVers, there is a book and a DVD that you can buy here, and you can see all the different history of Arctic Cat to take home as well.
Jamie, tell me who's coming out to the Petter Engelstad Pioneer Village. I mean, what groups are coming out here to enjoy it?
Have so many groups. So there's volunteer groups, and it's amazing. So DigiCares comes out, and they've helped clean almost every single building here. We have the Boy Scouts come, and they're spending the night here. So if you want to have a group spend the night, get a hold of us, 218-681-5767. And we also have class reunions coming, family reunions, family parties. If you look over here a little bit, you can see that we are always set up for a party or for a group event. So you can just bring your people right over, and that would be great. So something that we are offering is a birthday party package. And so it costs $80 for 2 hours. You get access to the whole grounds. You get to bring in your own food. And then you get to play laser tag or do glow mini golf. So that's our new thing. It's a visual timeline of Thief River.
We got to take an aside on the mini golf though, because it's a visual timeline. I mean, each hole has a theme and a unique way of presenting that theme. Tell us just a little bit about that mini golf, would you please?
Yeah. So Dan Christensen and a whole bunch of other people from Thief River have donated different artifacts or different items for the glow mini golf. Scott Ingram from the candy store and his son Jackson helped build the bases for it. And so the first hole brings us back in time to the log cabins, which you can see them in real life in here. We have 7 log cabins you can visit the inside of, but then you can go downstairs and look at the little smaller scale log cabin. And then we go into the emergency vehicles, and you can see Arctic Cat, Hart's Foods, and the Petter Engelstad little field that we have. So we have nods, and DigiKey, of course. We have nods to all the different major businesses in Thief River.
You know, when I look around the main building here, Obviously, outside facility, we've seen it from the road, we've seen some of the buildings. When you get inside, you really start interacting with history. I mean, if you have, say, a group who's having a wedding or something like that who comes here, I mean, not only are they seeing history, all of a sudden they're kind of becoming part of that history.
They are, and they're sharing it with the next generation. I just think that is so important. It's great when you live through history. We all lived through COVID this last year, and we saw it. But to be able to explain it and express it to the next generation,
Yep.
It's so different. So literally when you come to Pioneer Village and you walk in a log cabin, it is like you are stepping back 100 years right in front of you. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal.
We're here at probably where a lot of Pennington County's history started, the cabins.
Yep.
They're beautiful cabins here. They're rustic. They tell of a pretty hard life in being able to live around here. You've done a lot of work with these cabins because they needed a little TLC.
They did. So we're sitting on the steps of the Olson cabin, and this is one of my very favorite cabins at Pioneer Village. It has the addition, so there's an extra section on this cabin. So there's room for the whole kitchen setup. And so what we need to do, as you can tell by the door frame behind me, we need to lift this cabin, move it. We're gonna put new cement foundation with rebar. Almost all of these cabins were moved in the 1970s, and what happened was they didn't use rebar. And so with the frozen part of our winters that we have, the ground shifts, and so that it's cracked the cement. So we are seeking out funds this year and using anything that we get from all of our parties or any visitation to the log cabin project, the restoration project. So Don Moyer will come and he will brace up all the walls, and it's amazing. In 3 minutes, once he has everything braced, he usually rolls it right off, and then our cement crew comes in with Brennan Wild Construction and Builders First Source, and they put down new cement and they do all the fill work for us, and then Don comes and rolls it all back on. So it is a huge process. Even though the big part only takes 3 minutes, it's a huge process, but it will protect the cabins again for another 20 or hopefully 50 years. So that's what we're working on this summer.
Okay. Well, this is where it started, but there seems like history's got a lot of future here at Petter Engelstad Pioneer Village.
Absolutely, yes. We are trying to protect every building that we have. We haven't gotten new ones because we have 19 buildings to take care of and the 2 cabooses, so we are quite busy.
You've got some really neat little smalls over here too. I like models. I'm a big model fan.
Yep.
And you've got some nice ones over
We
there.
have a ton of model tractors from the Roger O.C. collection. We have an entire music section as well. We are working on a new computer display, so hopefully that will be all finished up this summer, so you'll be able to see the green screen. You can explain it to kids, but to actually have that computer lit up and you can interact with it, that is something super special. So we're working on that as well for this summer.
I like the way you're merging the past and with the future. You're accessing it using some pretty modern techniques, which probably feels very comfortable to people as they try and embrace the past.
Exactly.
Fantastic way to do it.
Thank you.
Jamie, thank you for having us, and thanks for being a part of Community Grant.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you.
Jamie Bakken, Executive Director for the Petter Engelstad Pioneer Village. I'm Grant Nelson on Thief River Falls Radio for Community Grant.